Right, hey guys. I am gonna be doing an anime review, as you know, because you clicked on my video of Bokurano hours. This is a mech anime. It's the first mech anime I've watched. I haven't really watched many, but I kind of want to start since I've seen this one. And that should probably give you an indication of it is worth watching. If you don't want to hear anything about the story, just quit this video. But before I do say that, it was good, but I do feel like there was areas it could have expanded. And I can't say if it's better than any mech series because I haven't watched many, but still worth watching. If you don't want to hear any of spoilers or anything about the plot, switch the video off now, fool. And I'm going to go on to like minor spoilers. Just minor spoilers and not too much. So let's start with the story. Basic story of this is 15 kids, you know, and they're messing about on the beach as kids do. And they sort of find this cave. One kid's like, "Oh, look, it's a cave, let's go in. Caves are awesome, dark places." And they find some computers in this place, and there's a guy there. And he says he is testing out like a game, if they want to help test out his game, where each pilot, like each one of them gets to pilot this big robot, and they're fighting against enemy robots. And, you know, they all sign by pressing this touchpad thing and they become a pilot, you know, they register as a pilot. And what do you know? It turns out to be real. Like, they think it's a joke, but they have to do it. And the creator shows them how to, like, fight first. It gives it, like, a... yeah, it just shows them how to use it. But they find out, this is where I'm going to delve a bit in, but you find this out pretty much nearly straight away, quite early on. But the pilots, whenever someone does it, like uses the machine, they call it Seraph, they die basically, because it uses their life force. And that is the main premise, you know, it's like trying to defeat these robots. And if they don't, basically, you know, Earth will be destroyed. And it does get quite interesting, this story. It's got some really cool background sort of things going on, with enough mystery to keep me enthralled most of the time. The thing I found was, I wish there were some bits they could have got to expand out more, like some of the scientific sci-fi themes and like topics they sort of bring up and stuff. I really wish they could have expanded more, as well as like the impact of the death of the children on the family, sort of seeing the family after the fight, maybe. Just like one episode or something dedicated to that or whatever. But again, I don't know if that's me being greedy, because it's a 24 episode. It's still got a decent amount of episodes and sort of weight to it. The character development in this series was quite good. At the start, I couldn't get much sort of attachment to the characters. But as it got to just some of the later characters, I did feel quite, you know, I felt it, you know. I'm not saying I weeped or anything, but you teared up a little bit, but, you know, you started to feel the weight on the children, because, you know, people were dropping like flies. Excuse me, goddamn. And it starts taking a lot of pressure on the children, of course, because their friends are dying and stuff. And that was portrayed really well, how they're in they're backed into a corner, they have to do this. And, you know, some of them reacted differently, like some were like quite calm about doing it, but others were like, they did it, but, you know, they all did it for different reasons and stuff. So it was good, but what I found with the characters, I got some were really good. There's one guy I hated at the start, and I really was like proud of him, whatever you want to say, at the end. But I found the emotions sometimes quite underwhelming, because like their friends were dying, and sometimes they showed like felt like no emotion. Like that's not true for everything. Some bits, you saw them facial expressions, they're like sad and whatever. But you'd think after their friends keep on dying that they would react a bit more. I'm not saying it has to be cheesy over acting, but sometimes it felt like they were sort of very unresponsive. I mean, maybe that's because they knew they had to accept their fate in that, but that's what I felt about the characters. But there was still some very good characters. Not all of them were that kind of like crazy or unique. They're all very realistic characters. That's what I'd say. And you did still feel a lot of sympathy for the guy at the end. And like I say, the design of the characters was quite realistic. So there weren't many. Some had a different appearance, but some of them there wasn't a massive like. Not like in these ninja shows where they all have like really crazy appearances and stuff. It's very realistic. The music. Well, actually, before the music, animation from the characters was quite good. When they had emotional bits, they had good sort of facial expressions and stuff. And the mech fights were awesome. Like the robots in this were so cool because the enemy robots had some wacky designs, and that was that was what you wanted to be good. If you wanted anything to be good, it was the robot fight animation, and that was up to par. That was definitely up to par. Not saying that other stuff was bad, but that was good. And then you had the mech battles, which were like wow. So yeah, music for this, the start theme, loved it. I've had that on repeat, and I think it fitted the series really well. Really well. And now that I think about it, the title of the song kind of also fits very well with the story. Hell, yeah. The ending themes were good, but I found is like the music in the actual anime. During the middle, I kind of forgotten it. I can't even remember how it sounded or anything like that. So, the middle music of the anime, I just can't remember it. But the beginning and the ending stuff was awesome for me. I loved it. So, that is my review of the new anime. I watched Bokurano. So overall, man, it is worth watching. Story's quite good. Some good twists and turns there. Some points I wish would have been expanded. And still worth a watch. And I'm going to try and get into more of these mech animes because I think they can probably be awesome. Like this one was quite awesome. So yeah, that's my thoughts, guys. I'll see you for the next anime review. Bye.